I would serve that right in the middle of the meal. It's very little sugar content. You notice it'll sit in this thing. You see the jacket around this thing is thick enough so that it will hold it for some time. You've got about an inch here, around the ice cream of that ugly green or ugly blue freezing material. So it'll make a nice ice cream, and it'll hold it until you want to serve it for dinner. All right, two. We have two going, don't we? We have two already. Now the third one I want to make for you is the thing that will crack up the kids. You want to cut up a watermelon. I'm not going to bother with this one. But cut up your watermelon, take out the seeds, and you'll get a whole bowl of, this is half a watermelon, you get a whole bowl of watermelon juice. I want some pulp in this, you see? See what I have? So don't do too much with it. What we've done here is to run it through a cone. This is called a China cap. I don't know why it's called a China cap, because no one in China, you see it, the pointed cap? No one in China has ever worn such a thing. And why the French call this a China cap is beyond me. But it's great for sieving things, you see. And that will keep the seeds in here, and the juice will come through the bottom, and that's what we want. We want just the juice. You see, it doesn't even fit. It's a horrible idea. Besides, it's insulting to the Chinese. They've never used such a screwy thing. They don't do this sort of cooking. So let's prepare it then. I need a bowl, and we'll add to our bowl. You can just do this to taste as much as you like. We have watermelon juice, or watermelon itself, all whipped up. I put it in the food blender. You see, to puree it so that it's not quite, what's the word, smooth. I don't want it smooth. In France, you don't make a sorbet that is totally smooth. We want everything smooth. We even filter our wines in this country. Yuck! You don't want to do that. In France, they like things to be a little grainy when it comes to ice creams and ices. And that's very attractive to the American tourists when they go over there. Now, we need a tiny bit of salt in this because the watermelon is a little bit different creature than our normal fruits. Just a little bit of salt to support it. And then some sugar. And you just have to add sugar to taste. I'm assuming just a smidgen. About a fourth of a cup. And 1 egg white. It is a sorbet. It's not a sherbet. Sherbet has cream or milk. Sorbet has just a bit of egg white. And we'll, what did I do with my spatula again? I keep throwing them in the sink. Oh, we got another one here. You wonder how dirty this place is when I finish it. All the equipment that we have. It takes a while to clean it up, but it's sure fun. All right, in it goes. And we'll stir that up. Blend it in gently. Don't do too much to it. Fold it in. Put that in the mixer. Again, I'm using this ice cream machine. It's called a Donvier. Donvier, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a Donvier. There. That would go in the machine. Let me show you what you get. After cranking for about 20 minutes, you understand now, once every 3 or 4 minutes, you turn the crank. So don't get all carried away thinking this is going to be a lot of work, because it's simply not. And at the end of 20 minutes, here's a whole quart of this. Look at this. Oh, it's solid and nice. Let me try it. This is just, again, this would be great in the middle of the meal. Let me taste it. Right in the middle of the meal, you could enjoy this. Channing, if you're watching, son, this is it. Okay, the rest of the stuff, thumbs down. This is for you. Boy, that's good. He's my watermelon freak. All right. Thirdly, fourthly, what are we? Fifthly, I don't know which one we're on. You know how many numbers. Try this one. Grab any fresh fruit that you like. I'm using peaches. I've done a couple of peaches. You know, if you have trouble peeling a peach, simply remember that all you need to do, and I'll do this now, is put it in a pot of boiling water. I have my water boiling, and we just chuck it right in. Count to 14. No, I'm teasing you. Just put it in boiling water for a minute or so, and then when you take it out, plunge it in ice water. And the peel will come right off. It'll come right off. Nothing to it. And I would put this in ice water now. But I'm not going to bother peeling it because I have mine ready. The peel will just slip right off. It's already loose. Okay, I have 3 peaches then, and I'll put that into my food processor. 3 peaches in one food processor. Fresh peaches that are very, very ripe. And to that I want to add 1/4 cup of sugar, if they're ripe. Otherwise, use your finger for tasting and just keep adding sugar until you're happy with it. We want to add 1 cup of water. And to our peaches, just to get them to thin down a bit. There we are. And then we're going to add the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. Remember now, you know that I don't allow you to buy lemon dried or in powdered form or some other evil that's perpetrated upon your kitchen. I'm trying to get the seeds out there. Now I'm all right. Okay, the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. That will go into our peach. 3 peaches, 1/4 of a cup of sugar, cup of water, juice of 1/2 of a lemon, and now the gentle touch. The gentle touch is a shot of brandy. We're making peaches and brandy today. Don't put in much because it won't freeze, and besides it'll be too sharp. Alcohol in food is not good, but a light touch is fine. So we're going to add about a teaspoon to a tablespoon. That is to say, you choose in between those 2 items, or those 2 amounts, I should say. Okay, here's the lid. We'll grind that up in a hurry. I'm going to have to let that run for a while. So let's talk about some other possibilities. The fruits that you can use are endless. I made a banana sherbet one day. It's just delicious. You can do anything you want. Okay. That's still got a couple lumps in it. I just don't have enough time. I'd rather talk with you. But anyhow, you want to put this in the machine now, and you can use any one of these methods that we've talked about. That's all you need, you see. It has nothing in it but water, sugar, peaches, a little bit of lemon juice, and a shot of brandy. And look how it sets up. I've already done one for you. Why am I taking credit for this? I had a friend stand here and crank these for me. She was cranking 4 at a time at one point. Oh, she doesn't seem to mind. That's nice. Here it is. Here it is. This is hand cranked by Marion. Talk about class. Here's a peach sorbet. Again, because it's not terribly sweet, this would be perfect. I'm going to taste it for you. Perfect in the middle of the meal. It's just like eating a fresh peach that's undergone complete reprocessing with ice. Wonderful dish. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, I haven't done any desserts. I keep talking about the middle of the meal, but I want you to understand that it's easy to prepare things that will help the meal in 2 ways. 1, it will refresh the palate and thereby relax everyone. And 2, it will extend the meal. I'm for doing anything to keep people at table longer. The idea of the American hit-and-run dinner, you know what that one is? You take a big plate, you fill it up with food, you sit down, you go, hit it! And then everyone eats, and then they're gone. That's not eating. That's not dining. It may be eating, but it's certainly not dining. All right, a dessert. I used to eat ice cream by the gallon all the time, every night at Arden Farms when I was very young. I was trying to gain weight. Can you believe that? What a silly thing to be doing. So I ate about 2 quarts of ice cream a night. But I've never come across a flavor as good as this one, and I'm going to do it for you now. I'm going to use fresh ginger. Excuse me, it's not fresh ginger. I was trying to say preserved ginger. I need a spoon here. Let me find one. There we go, to get this out of the... Oh, I better clean off the block, too. I'm going to dice this up. The ginger comes in little cubes. Well, that's already been diced up here. But you see how the little cubes? And I want a good fat tablespoon of diced ginger. Maybe even more. So we'll dice this up. Keep those fingers bent under. You're just waiting for me to chop my thumb off someday, I know. Wouldn't it be awful on national television to go, owie! Okay, there we are. We went on too fine. Now we're going to put that into a legitimate ice cream. And I'll tell you how it's done. Let me get this syrup off my hands. Or I'll stick to the counter and the board and my apron and everything else. Now, to our cream, which will consist of 1 pint. And that will be 2 of these. We're going to add our ginger. That one's been used. Where's a full one? Here they are, 2. Got all this cream sitting here. 1, 2. Okay, that's 1 pint of cream. There we are. I'm going to add 1/8 tablespoon of salt. You put salt in ice cream? Yes, you do. And 1/2 cup of sugar into the cream. And a good fat tablespoon, maybe even more. in the way of the ginger. You see, this is the ginger we chopped up already. This is what they call preserved ginger. It comes in syrup. There's also another product in the market called dried ginger or sugared ginger, crystallized ginger. You can use this if you can't find the preserved ginger, but soak it in water first, hot water for a while, so that it moistens up. It's very, very dry this way. And I like the preserved better, much better. Now, I would warm this over water, over a water bath on the stove, or over very, very low heat until the sugars dissolve. Just warm it for a short time. Do you know how hot milk gets when they pasteurize it? It's exactly 180 degrees. That was a process reached by Louis Pasteur. Do you remember all that? 180 degrees will kill off any buggy poos that are in the milk, but beyond 180 degrees it changes the flavor. So I don't want you to cook your ice cream. It just won't be as fresh and nice. There we are. Now that again will go into any kind of the ice cream maker you want to use. You can use the hand crank, you can use the refrigerator method, or you can use one of these ice cream machines. And let me show you what you get. I have one already for you again. Sorry about that. I found it. I found it. Here it is. And one more clean spoon here. This is ginger ice cream. Oh, ginger. Obviously, this is a dessert. This is not for sharing in the middle of the meal, because it would simply wear you out. That is so smooth and so rich. All right, I'll quit. Let's lay these out here for you. I have here, I think I have them out. Just the colors alone are exciting. Okay, let's start with the raspberry. Okay, I've got them. There. What's the point of our time today? It is this. You must understand that you don't have to get stuck with ice cream just as a dessert. You can begin to make your own sherbets. You can put anything you want in one of these machines. I made one with just apple juice one night, nothing more. Just cranked out apple juice and we served it right in the middle of the meal. It was light, it was refreshing, it was just terrific. Maybe a pinch of lemon juice, squirt of lemon juice will help brighten the flavor. But understand that it's much better for you to feed your children that kind of dessert than the sort of thing you get in one of those frozen dippy bars, you know, that all that artificial chocolate on the outside or ice milk milkshakes at the drive-in. Those milkshakes have less butterfat content than a glass of milk. They're made of nothing but stabilizers and nonsense. Make your own sherbets, you see, and serve them to the kids anytime you want out of their favorite juices. Isn't that a neat idea? You can make them out of orange juice. Just crank it in here. Put the thing in the refrigerator the night before. Pour it in. Turn the crank, and they have orange sherbet. Maybe a little milk, you see, to make an orange sherbet. And they think they're living high, and they should be. Get them off all that sugar and off all that other butterfat. So today I prepared for you, we'll get all the lids out here. Today I prepared for you a raspberry sorbet, a peach sorbet, a watermelon sorbet, a ginger ice cream, and a champagne ice, all for the celebration of sherbets and ice creams at the table. And I urge you to join us again next time when we'll cook some more. Till I see you again, this is the Frugal Gourmet. I bid you peace. Bye-bye.